Hi, honey. What are you doing? Come on, Pammy. Pammy. Baby. Look, it's Pammy. She came to see me. Here, I'll put it in the comments, and you can go read it for yourself. You know, my wife specifically has been upset for a while, um, feeling unsupported as a woman, and I'm There's a link in the comments. Somebody could pin that, please. We'll read it after I play the song. I'll let you put it together. You need it fucking spelled for you all the time. You can't click the link in the comments. What is it good for? Not something. I'll let everybody get in here and get settled down. Hi. What is it good for? So good afternoon. This is Justice's Waiting Room. It's a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. Except I'm a socialist, so I just want everyone to have universal healthcare, education, income, and housing. And I think it starts today with a little tribute to Dark Brandon. As I read to you this Friday, January 17th, 2025, a statement from President Joe Biden on the Equal Rights Amendment. So sit back, relax. Let me grace you. I have supported the Equal Rights Amendment for more than 50 years, and I have long been clear that no one should be discriminated against based on their sex. We as a nation must affirm and protect women's full equality once and for all. On January 27, 2020, the Commonwealth of Virginia became the 38th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment. The American Bar Association has recognized that the Equal Rights Amendment has cleared all necessary hurdles to be formally added to the Constitution as the 28th Amendment. I agree with the ABA and with all legal constitutional scholars that the Equal Rights Amendment has become part of our Constitution. It is long past time to recognize the will of the American people. In keeping with my oath and duty to Constitution and country, I affirm what I believe and what 3/4 of the states have ratified. The 28th Amendment is the law of the land, guaranteeing all Americans equal rights and protections under the law, regardless of their sex. I thought you'd be happier. I understand that affirming equal rights with an amendment feels like something we shouldn't really have to do as a fucking society. Perhaps you're bewildered that why would you do this if you're going to inaugurate Donald Trump? And I'll take you one step further, friend. Why would you sign this and then move the inauguration to the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol? So you can inaugurate them, so you can unfucking do it? Is that what we're doing here, Joe? They were a gift. I coached high school football. These are fucking sweet. The kids didn't want them, so I got them. I had like several pairs. So yeah, I think that passing the Equal Rights Amendment and making it the 28th fucking amendment is it qualifies as fireworks. I'm actually hate to do that to you. To start a podcast. I just, you don't normally. You don't normally. Do you normally sign an amendment into law and then hand the keys of your democracy over to a fascist? So if you would just click the link, follow the YouTube link, you take a bit. Fireworks. I've missed them before, but won't miss them again. And I keep having the same dreams. Feel like what it means. All I see is fireworks. Sing it, ladies. Fireworks. 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 Ah. I don't sing those lines because I'm not a fun date. I'm here to eat and leave, lady. I got shit to do. My wife hates it. Marine Corps fucked that up for me. The Marine Corps ruined food for me forever. And I cook our meals. And hell yeah, I'm monetized. What the fuck you talking about, baby? You want to slide me some? Fireworks. Missed them before, but won't miss them again. I keep having the same dream. Realized what it means. All I see is fireworks. 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 Mm-hmm. Fireworks. Ah. Mm. Fireworks. I missed them before, but won't miss them again. I keep having the same dreams. Realized what it means. I don't know about y'all. I was fucking ripping. I sang that shit differently every time. Like, mm, 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 mm. So the reason I was emotional is because my wife kind of turned herself off to politics, kind of feeling unrepresented as a woman, right? And today, the Friday before they inaugurate a woman as the first president, Joe Biden, you could call him Dark Brandon. You could you could call him Dark Brandon. Signed the Equal Rights Amendment as the 28th Amendment, the U.S. Constitution today, guaranteeing equal rights for all, regardless of sex. Let's fucking go, Brandon. Hence the glasses. I mean, I was fucking crying. I'm like, you gotta understand. I got a all female team. You understand? The the entirety of what is presented to you is the result of the faith and trust of a lot of women, if I'm being completely honest. If I'm to sit and talk about the most impactful people in my life, my mom, and also my wife. But then I think about my mother-in-law. I think about our Aunt Penny. But mostly for me, what it did was like, you mean to fucking tell me this is how stupid you are, Joe Biden? You're going to sign the 28th Amendment guaranteeing equal rights for all, move the fucking inauguration in fucking doors to the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol, upon which they assaulted 4 fucking years ago, and give them the fucking keys! Out of their fucking mind! So that just pretty much solidified the shit for me. I don't know about you, dog. I'm not one of them people. I'm not one of them people to fail to pay attention to the signs. I don't ignore the signs. This is the 25th anniversary. I read this when I was 9 years old. Read the signs. Without equal rights and a functioning democracy, we are all on our own with no guardrails. Without equality, without the rule of law, without being able to trust our elected officials and our Department of Justice to do their jobs, to withhold their obligations to the Constitution. The citizen oath, one that you take as an American citizen. I will protect my country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to say it because some of you are fucking slow. Some of you, man, should have been left fucking behind. I'll be real honest with you. I'm real disappointed in George Bush. Why the fuck, if you're Joe Biden, would you ratify the 28th Amendment, move the inauguration to the rotunda inside the Capitol, upon which he assaulted a little over 4 years ago, and turn the keys of our democracy over to him? If you're having trouble understanding what is in front of you, I'm afraid you might be beyond repair. We are but an island of misfit toys. I wouldn't dare expect you to understand what is in front of you. I have been crying. Perhaps you should get on my motherfucking level. Maybe you should figure it out for your fucking self. I've never thought with more clarity in my life. It has been cold on Inauguration Day prior. That does not hold weight. It's a security concern. If you're having trouble understanding what is happening, what is going to happen, if you're having trouble understanding what's going to happen, boy, do I have a lot of content for you. If you have questions about what's been going on and what's going to happen, boy, do I have some content for you. I understand you might have been sleeping under a fucking rock this whole fucking time. The late great George Carlin said, half of all people are stupid, the other half are even stupider. So if this is confusing for you, Joe Biden ratified the 28th Amendment today. Right? Joe Biden ratified the 28th Amendment guaranteeing equal rights to everyone regardless of sex. So we added an amendment. And then we're going to move Donald Trump's inauguration to the rotunda at the US Capitol that Donald Trump ordered an angry mob to attack a little over 4 years ago. And you believe that's actually how this is going to go down? That's what you think's going to happen, and it's because of the weather. And this is the backflips. This is the backflips that you motherfuckers are doing, right? You want to so bad live in a dystopian, fascist, fucking oligarchical rule. You want it so fucking bad you are made of paper mache you ain't gonna last 5 fucking minutes. My wife has been really unhappy this whole political season, feeling really left behind as a woman. And I'm sure that the women I know can understand what I am saying. The women that I know understand why I was crying, because I'm not a mama's boy. You understand? I am a man who is aided greatly by women. Not only my spouse, but every woman I work with, every woman I related to. That's the only people that believed in me before I met you. So it's with a great deal of empathy. Thank you. It's a great deal of empathy that I'm weeping for the ratification of equal rights in the United States. I think that's fucking awesome. What a great going away present for Joe Biden. And also, due to weather, they moved the inauguration to the rotunda at the US Capitol because of the weather. Because of the weather. Because of the weather. Eventually you'll get it. Eventually you'll get it. They've had cold inaugurations before, and if I was going to hand over the keys to a fucking fascist, I would let him fucking freeze. Fuck you. I happen to think something's going to happen at that rotunda that is so goddamn life-changing for all of us. Forever. It has shaped the course of human history. What are you misunderstanding? I was emotional because I feel like that's the biggest tell so far Why the fuck? He's a racist. He's an adjudicated rapist. Straight out of the TikTok shop. Like 27 fucking times. And on the Friday before his inauguration, Joe Biden says, how about we ratify that Equal Rights Amendment? And I'm going to read it again for you. Any donations to my PayPal and Venmo just helps me be really nice to my wife. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Today, this Friday, January 17th, 2025. Titled, Statement from President Joe Biden on the Equal Rights Amendment. I have supported the Equal Rights Amendment for more than 50 years, and I have long been clear that no one should be discriminated against based on their sex. We, as a nation, must affirm and protect women's full equality once and for all. On January 27th, 2020, the Commonwealth of Virginia became the 38th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment. The American Bar Association has recognized that the Equal Rights Amendment has cleared all necessary hurdles to be formally added to the Constitution as the 28th Amendment. I agree with the ABA and with the leading legal constitutional scholars that the Equal Rights Amendment has become part of our Constitution. It is long past time to recognize the will of the American people. In keeping with my oath and duty to Constitution and country, I affirm what I believe and what 3/4 of the states have ratified. The 28th Amendment is the law of the land, guaranteeing all Americans equal rights and protections under the law, regardless of their sex. Sex. You know, from the TikTok shop. So that's the question. Like, why would you do that? And so, obviously, when I think about all the women in my life that support me, I get emotional thinking about how well supported I am by women, right? And so, all of us, regardless of sex, like, I just don't understand. Regardless of sex, no matter what you are. What further questions do you have? I'm being supportive of people that don't look like me. If that's weird for you to watch, someone that don't look like you root for you, baby girl, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Is you ain't never seen a white boy empathize greatly with people that don't look like him. And I'm a married man, and I'm a faithful married man. So what business do I have crying and weeping if it's not with a great deal of empathy? What fucking business I gotta do to cry? If I treat women like shit, if women are just objects to me, women are just number to me, why the fuck would I sit here and read that shit like 3 fucking times? And say like, it might not mean anything to you, but it means a great deal to a lot of people that really fucking care about me. He made the 28th Amendment the law of the land. He guaranteed equal rights to all Americans, regardless of sex. And my weeping is in empathy for equal rights, always. I'm still confused how you're confused. And in fact, it's almost like it's bait, right? So we should just keep it fucking moving because I'm one of the things that's real hard to do is like when it's like I was weeping because I'm cheering for you and you got something. You know what I mean? People that don't look like me. I'm cheering for you because you got equal rights. Fuck yes. What are we talking about? I don't understand. So you automatically walked into a room, didn't have the background on the whole fucking story, judged me on the whole. And the way that works is you can do that if you pay me. I don't have to. I don't have to do that. I'm not built that way. You should just click the fucking link. Yeah, it's their appointed duty. Keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. I'm gonna spread the news that if it feels is good getting used. Oh, you just keep on using me till you use me up. You use me up. Yep, one of my favorite songs. I mean, you want to get to know me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only knew it fit me were in my shoes. You just keep on using me. Use me up. Baby, baby, baby. Love me don't get enough. Who's got to pay attention to who? The fuck you want me to pay attention to? I am reading the fucking Discord. What am I missing? Sorry, my staff's like mad. I sent a link twice. I swear to God, I read everything. What are we talking about? Yeah, hot off the press. We got a statement from the. Sorry, I'm like, I don't understand. The Justice Department statements on Supreme Court's decision in TikTok et al. V. Garland. I think this is relevant. It's so fucking relevant that I'm. Sorry. I was celebrating equal rights so hard that I pissed off my staff of women. They're like, fuck you! Like, there's pressing shit going on, Jared. God damn it. I was blind. I got fucking sunglasses on. I should have just played that fucking song. Blinded by the light. Right. All right. Bitches. It was timely. Come on. Justice Department statements on Supreme Court's decision in TikTok et al. V. Garland. The Justice Department. Fuck off English right now. The Justice Department issued the following statements from Attorney General Merrick B. Garland and Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco on the Supreme Court's decision in TikTok et al. V. Garland. The court's decision enables the Justice Department to prevent the Chinese government from weaponizing TikTok to undermine America's national security, said Attorney General Garland. Authoritarian regimes should not have unfettered access to millions of Americans' sensitive data. The court's decision affirms that this act protects the national security of the United States in a manner that is consistent with the Constitution. We welcome today's decision by the Supreme Court. The Justice Department has long warned about the national security harms from PRC control of TikTok, including the ability to gather sensitive information about tens of millions of Americans and covertly manipulate the content delivered to them, said Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco. The court's ruling also underscores that the bipartisan legislation upheld today is focused on protecting Americans, not restricting free speech. Rather, this legislation is about breaking the ties that bind TikTok to the government in Beijing in a manner consistent with the Constitution. The next phase of this effort, implementing and ensuring compliance with the law after it goes into effect on January 19th, will be a process that plays out over time. Understand okay? Okay? Where was that again? Or you want a link? You want to read it yourself? Here's the statement on TikTok v. Garland. I still think Bill Withers was correct there. I'll die on that hill. You sure as fuck ain't paying me. You know what I mean? It'd be different if you just filling my bank account up and do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Here's January 17th, 2025, a statement from Vice President Kamala Harris on the Equal Rights Amendment. Yeah, you stop using Twitter, stop using Meta tools. I would recommend getting away from Google Chrome. I would go to Opera is what I use because it has a built-in VPN and it's free, so you don't have to pay for your VPN, and you can get away from Google Chrome in one fell swoop. And Opera is a very light operating system. You can get it on your smartphone, on your tablet, on your computer. And again, I don't work for Opera. Somebody should tag Opera. This is like the best ad they're ever going to get on the biggest platform they're ever going to have anyone say anything about little old Opera. Good to go. Ain't nobody singing Opera's fucking tune. That's for fucking sure. Good to go. I ain't never seen an Opera commercial a day in my life. So to answer your question, the rebellion is on. TikTok is the platform you want to be on if you are part of the resistance. TikTok is not owned. TikTok is not owned mostly by China. It is only partially fucking owned by China. So calling it a national security risk and ignoring that Facebook, aka Meta, had to pay out the largest settlement ever. And change the name of their business to Meta. No Facebook, no IG, no Threads. Yeah, I did. I saw him bend the fucking knee. Kiss the fucking ring. Lick some goddamn boots while you're at it. Come up all Cheeto dusted and shit from the spray tan. So yeah, with our whole chest, fuck Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, yeah, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel, David Sachs, fuck all of them. Fuck all their billionaire buddies. So Kamala Harris, in her statement from Vice President Kamala Harris on the Equal Rights Amendment, equality is a fundamental promise of our democracy. That is why the Equal Rights Amendment belongs in our Constitution. It makes our nation stronger, and it is the law of the land because the American people have spoken in states across our nation. History teaches us that civil rights are fought for and won with every generation. That continues to be true today, which is why I have spent my career fighting for freedoms and to expand opportunities for women and girls. It has always been clear that when we lift up women, we lift up children, families, communities, and all of society. Now, Americans must continue to fight for a more equal and just nation where everyone has the opportunity to realize the promise of America. And like I said, I think I've done a bad job explaining why I'm upset. Why I was emotional. My wife has been particularly withdrawn during this political season when she is typically pretty fucking outspoken, just like your boy. Savvy? So when my wife is having a problem connecting, a problem staying connected to reality, right? And just wanting to sleep until it's over. I think ratifying the 28th Amendment, the Friday before you inaugurate a woman as president, is fucking fitting. And for the record, my wife is confused why I'm upset too. So I know that it might not mean anything to you, man. And if it don't mean anything to you, don't worry about it. Shit of a son of a bitch. It's easy to think about yourself all the time and not really care about what's going on in other people's lives and why they may or may not be in the mood to talk about the things that you want to talk about all the time. And that's me acknowledging that if I were a woman, you're kind of 100 and 0 with me, right? Like, you're either gonna want to help me and be close to me, or you're not gonna have anything to do with me. Okay, I'm just one of those kind of people, especially if you're a woman, because not only will I stand up for you, but I'll hold you accountable too. I'm not like a domineering person or anything. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, I won't be the first to admit it, right? Yeah, I feel like maybe you don't understand. Um, Annie, I have a feeling maybe you don't understand the symbolism used here. I think first of all, this was supposed to be like Dark Brandon, right? On top of the fact that like I'm very empathetic to the fact that Joe Biden ratified the 28th Amendment, right? Probably sounds like I'm in a tin can because I've been fucking crying, right? Um, so yeah, I think I think about people that don't look like me a lot. It's pervasive in my commentary, and even when it's small strokes of a pen, right? That legislation matters. Equal rights matter. Yo, if you got a problem with the audio, go up in my profile, click on the YouTube link, start listening to my podcast through YouTube, and stop complaining about the audio through my phone. Okay? If you can't manage that, then this is going to be a problem for you, and it's not a problem for very many people. So, do you see the clear alternative? I see a clear alternative and exactly exactly where I would go. I would go to YouTube. Okay? Ratifying the 28th Amendment is huge. Understand, though, I'm just talking into my phone, so how is that changing? Okay? How's the sound? You didn't offend me. It's not about that. Okay? I'm not offended. Okay? Sorry about that. Well, it's definitely not glitching. Okay? It's not glitching. Okay? Thoughts on what? Yeah, I'm not into stocks. Like, you're assuming I have money to invest. That's silly. Probably it was like connected to my phone or something. Probably. Yeah, like if your comments are, it doesn't matter. I think if your comments are, it doesn't matter, that you can just remove yourself from my community. I literally, if that isn't a big deal to you, like who cares? White cis males do whatever the fuck they want with absolutely zero recourse. Why shouldn't everyone else have equal rights? I love it when it's like they ratified the 28th Amendment and there's somebody in the comments that like, what about men's rights? What about me? What about men's rights? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is neither the time nor the place. It's up. You could just click on my profile. Go up there. Go up my profile. It says YouTube. Click on the YouTube. So, I mean, I guess I could try to make it the same. Okay. So let's see what's going on with this multilateral experts group initiative's joint action to further counter the shadow fleet and its maritime risks. Okay. And like I said, if there's one thing that I know, you don't draft all this legislation and sign. Well, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but it guarantees equal rights for everyone regardless of sex. It's an amendment. Constitution over everything. That's my final statement. I'm not answering any further questions about that. Like, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I gave you, like, I've said what it is. Like, on Friday, January 10th, 2025, in Copenhagen, Denmark, convened a multilateral group. So, January 10th, a week ago Friday. So, this report's from a week ago Friday. On Friday, January 10th, 2025, in Copenhagen, Denmark, convened a multilateral group of experts to develop concrete plans to further counter Russia's shadow fleet, including its high-risk activities in the Baltic Sea. Already, officials have built on that in-person engagement with follow-up virtual consultations to identify next steps and establish strong working relations. Sorry. The group includes sanctions, energy, legal, and maritime experts from the United States, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Poland, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. The ERA is now the 28th Amendment. Here's a letter from the President of the Republic of Finland, Alexander Stubb. Prime Minister of Estonia, Kristen Michael. Prime Minister of Denmark, Mette Frederiksen. Olaf Scholz. Federal Chancellor of Germany. President of Latvia, Edgars Rinkēvičs. President of Lithuania, Gitanas Nausėda. Prime Minister of Poland, Donald Tusk. Prime Minister of Sweden, Ulf Kristersson, issued a joint statement in the presence of NATO Security General Mark Rutte and Executive Vice President of the European Commission, Hanna Virkkunen, at the Baltic Sea NATO Allies Summit in Helsinki on Tuesday, January 14th, 25, sorry. Deeply concerned, strongly condemn, determined to deter, robust and determined response, Baltic Sentry, moreover, involved nation. Yes, I'm definitely not reading that to you. But yeah, not for free. So I put the note in the. Yeah, there's a select Senate Intelligence Committee meeting at midnight, 12 hours before the inauguration. Just thought everyone should know. Okay. Oh. They ratified the 28th Amendment today. So, as I was saying earlier, this is sort of like a Dark Brandon tribute, right? The sunglasses. And like I said, gosh, I'm just thinking about people that don't look like me. Sorry to hear about your pets. Absolutely, Chrissy. Great question. The answer is yes. It protects all Americans, regardless of sex. And there's always someone in the comments, but the National Archives are refusing. They don't have grounds. 3/4 of the states have ratified. Why do I have to do this like what? Who's being mean to who's being mean? Ain't nobody being mean to nobody. What the fuck you talking about? Ain't nobody being mean to nobody. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sarcastic. If that's what you mean, like holy shit. Every now and then you're gonna say something that I'm just like, okay. Yeah, the National Archives are saying he doesn't. It's about symbolism. It's about symbolism. Keep that theme in your head that it's all a show. Okay? It's all a fucking show. Not what I'm doing. This is a show. Fuck, I realize what I've done now is people are like, "Oh, he was acting." Jesus. I'm incredible. If you thought this was a fucking act, Kanye West. Acting. If you're misinformed and you know it, you shouldn't spread disinformation. Yeah. Right at the TikTok shop. Love you too. What up, B? So yeah, a lot of people it don't mean shit to, and they're confused, and they're always gonna look at the silver lining and try to figure out how it doesn't quite work for them. And I try to remind everyone, you know, not everyone's a lifelong reader, and I'm a lifelong reader, and I recommend you read The Alchemist. Okay, this is the 25th anniversary edition. I read I think I read that when I was 14, 15 years old, first time. First book read willingly. Yeah, I read John Grisham. I like Dean Koontz. My favorite book of all time is the Testament. If you know, you know. My second favorite book all time is Fear Nothing by Dean Koontz. And obviously, The Alchemist is one of my favorite books. So yeah, if you were looking for some book recommendations to read like your boy and be all fucking well spoken and shit, despite weeping for people that don't look like him, and saying I'm just glad we've all got a flash of light for until somebody says, but the National Archives is disputing that. We're gonna celebrate equality at every turn. And that's what I should be doing with my platform is as a white cis male, I should be devoting my platform to people that do not look like me. I am but another old bag of bones. My legend will not be that I sat back, sat by, and watched and did or said nothing. That will not be my legacy. I refuse. I will speak out. I will celebrate small victories, and I will treat small victories for people that don't look like me as just as important to me as straight up wins. You know, when everybody wins, we all win, right? When people that don't look like me win, we all win. People always make fun of white people and say they don't season their food, and it's really just that women and people of color make everything better. And that if I can cheer for anything and advocate for anything, I think equal rights is like a good place to start. I think saying like I kind of feel like we should all be judged the same. Equal consideration under the law. I think at the very least. The book is called Fear Nothing. Fear Nothing by Dean Koontz. It's a white cover with metallic blue writing on it. It's fucking awesome. It's about a radio DJ. It's about a radio DJ. And he has a illness that it's fucking crazy now that I think about it because I'm a fucking homebody and I never mind. I'm not gonna spoil this fucking book. I now just thought about it. So go holy shit. Now that I think holy shit. Now that I think holy shit. Now that I think about fear holy shit. Now that I think about Fear Nothing. Holy shit. I just realized that. I'm gonna read the synopsis of Fear Nothing to you. When you realize you're the main character. Fucking exactly. Okay, fear not. Listen to. I'll try to do this as little as possible. I'm just trying to do it so I don't have to like try to think about how to describe this book to you. Sorry. It's been a long day. Fear Nothing by Dean Koontz tells the story of Christopher Snow, a man living in the coastal town of Moonlight Bay who suffers from a rare genetic disorder called xeroderma pigmentosum, forcing him to live entirely at night due to his extreme sensitivity to sunlight. When his father dies under mysterious circumstances, Chris uncovers a deep conspiracy within the town, leading him to navigate the dark secrets of his community and confront dangerous forces that have been lurking in the shadows, all while relying on his unique nocturnal perspective and his loyal dog Orson. Is that shit not fucking dead on? Oh, lest you read books and you become the main character, lest you read books. Jesus. Oh my goodness gracious. How funny. I was like, yeah, my favorite books are fucking The Testament and Fear Nothing by Dean Koontz. 40 years ago, I filed against a company who paid me less because I was a woman. Oh yeah, so he's got a disease that basically if he goes out in the sun, he gets sunburn immediately. And even if the moon is too bright, he gets sunburn. So he's almost completely nocturnal as a result, and he can kind of see in the fucking dark. So it's like he's a fucking superhero. He has like a fucking crazy ability. And he has a badass dog. But it's like he's a fucking radio DJ. He's talking about the shit that's going on the radio. Yeah, hell yeah. Fucking watch that. It's bad as fuck. Hell yeah. Yeah, if you like vampire shit. It's like it humanizes vampires, right? Their skin's super sensitive to light. As a result, they have like insane hearing, insane vision. Like their senses are just heightened. The best part of the book was being like a young man, and this being like smut written for men. Nah, but the movie would be hard. The movie would be hard. It's super hot. Yeah, Interview with a Vampire. Hell yeah. But yeah, in the Testament, what's the synopsis of the Testament? All right, so my, like I said, two favorite books: Fear Nothing by Dean Koontz and The Testament by John Grisham. So the summary of the Testament from 99, this was written 25 years ago, is a part legal suspense thriller, part adventure story. It begins with the screw-aside of an elderly billionaire, Troy Phelan, after he leaves his inheritance to an unknown daughter, Rachel, a missionary somewhere in Brazil's wetlands. His remaining children and their greedy lawyers wage a battle over his inheritance. Meanwhile, us, Nate O'Reilly, a jaded litigator with an alcohol addiction, is sent to track down Rachel, almost losing his life, but ultimately finding his purpose. So I think about the rundown. So I got a message. Okay. And somebody said, I was just on your TikTok live trying to ask you to come here and help get the word out for the new TikTok. Go to buildwithtori.com to answer how you creators want to be paid. These are the two developers. Your over the top mod blocked and muted me. So, one of the things that I'm always going to do is I'm going to stand on business. Good to go. My mods are an extension, a direct extension of my hand. And I do not ask permission for you to come into or exit my community. And so what I'm also not going to do is make a habit of asking for permission. Instead, if it didn't come off like advertising, if it didn't come off as an attempt to draw attention away from what I and the Modriarchy produce, I would fucking be right over there in a fucking heartbeat. But the way I see it is I have a hard, fast rule. Good to go? The hard, fast rule is that it's real hard to work with people who are hard to work with up front. And if you're not being easy to be around, right? If you're not being easy to be around, you hear me? Easy to be around. If you're not just easy to be around first, easy to be around first before you raise a quandary, right? That's kind of the hard fast rule. Before you raise a quandary, you might want to just be nice first. And again, sarcasm doesn't work well in here either. Straight from the stroke of the keyboard of one of my mods, one of my most trusted. People who believe in me when no one else does. People who fuck with me when no one else does. Okay, so I think today's a great day because I think my wife comes home and is happy to have a little good news. Yep. Unless we know you, unless I know you already and I call you out by name and shit, we gotta deal with too much shit to be fucking with too many people. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta fucking let them fly. You know, but go somewhere the fuck else, dog. And I think if I went around begging people for forgiveness and unblocked everybody and just said yes and just worked with everybody kind of regardless how they were perceived by the people closest to me, I think I'd be kind of fucking remiss. I kind of think if I just went around slinging apologies saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. They made a mistake. I can't rely on them. They're not an extension of me. I didn't tell them to block with prejudice. I want to be a part. I want to scrape. I want to beg. I want to claw. I want to scream. I want to the fuck off me. Stand on business. They are the power at my right hand. I just sit here and don't touch the fucking mouse most of the time. Do you understand? I have to stand up for those people that stand up for me first. Or what kind of leader am I? What kind of leader am I if I'm not looking at my peers, at the people closest to me, the people that literally are the spine of this show? If I'm not standing on business for them, what the fuck am I standing on? Like Pix, like Jilly, Inspired, Dakota, the fucking Modriarchy. Make sure you like this shit, share this shit. Brasher, Marley, yeah. Gang gang. 21 on YouTube. And steady over 100. Steady, easily 100. 150. We get to yap, and it fills right back up. Okay? People are I think we're in an evolving situation and that you got to cross your I's and dot your T's. You got to be very careful how you move forward, right? I think the last second venue change is a curveball from the DOJ and the powers that be to force the shooters to change angles. Oh. I'm going to introduce you to something. It might be hard for you to to quote DMX. To quote DMX. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. To quote DMX, rest in peace. Peace God. There's going to be some stuff you're going to see that no, that's Tupac, right? There's going to be stuff you're going to see that's going to make it hard to smile in the future. I think is that not Tupac to DMX? I want to make sure I get it right when I say it. Is it not slipping? I think it's Damien. So DMX had an alter ego to survive. Trying to think of whose song this is. Fast cars. To get part 2 of the report. So the first fucking there's a I'm trying to fuck you. It's Smile by fucking Tupac. Sorry. Fuck that up. Sometimes you fuck the landing up. It's not that DMX rest in peace, peace God. Not that we didn't mean all that, but rest in peace, Tupac. Peace God. Song is called Smile. And the fucking first words of one of my favorite songs ever, right? There's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. Keep your head up. Okay, and then the reason that you listen to Smile, okay, is so you can listen to Take Out the Gunman. Sorry to take a while to get there. Okay. So if you follow what I'm saying, so people asked, what do I think about changing the location of the inauguration to the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol? And I said it's the best national security move, probably going to be an underrated move here. They changed the venue of the inauguration to the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol. So it's so juicy for Donald Trump if you want my thoughts. It's such a juicy thing for Donald Trump to be inaugurated on the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol that he tried to insurrect a little over 4 years ago. It's so juicy. It's so juicy for Donald Trump just to show up, walk right in the U.S. Capitol, and become the 47th president of the United States. He can't help. He can't help but take the bait. He is 100% walking through that door. You better goddamn believe it. It's too juicy. It's too juicy. Straight out of the TikTok shop. It's too juicy. He can't say no. He's 100% to show up. 100%. But understand, at the core of all of the things that we talk, we have to keep in mind that this is an evolving situation. And while I feel like it's like the story's constantly changing, it's not. I'm not telling you a lie and then backing it up with another lie, right? We're talking about things that are actually fucking happening due to weather. Due to weather, they moved the inauguration on Monday indoors to the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. You just gonna roll over and give it to him? On the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. Just gonna hand him the keys of democracy? It's a last second venue change meant to take out the gunman, to take out the shooter from the TikTok shop. Did y'all never watch Shooter? Did y'all never watch that movie? Former U.S. Marine sniper gets implicated for. You've never seen that fucking movie. Straight out of the TikTok shop. Mark Wahlberg. Probably one of my favorite movies. Marky Mark, baby. He's got his own problems. We'll just let him carry the weight of his sins, and we will not judge someone that we don't know. I don't know him. Lil X gonna be real tall on some of my shoulders. Why are only a few select people on TikTok? Nowhere else saying it won't be president. It's a matter of national and international security. The mainstream media has bent the knee, licked the boot, kissed the ring. The corporate media is controlled by the same money that controls Donald Trump. Wealthy oligarchs the world over, wealthy billionaires the world over concentrate their wealth to put their president in power and say, fuck the rules. And so it's symbolic. It's symbolic that Joe Biden, on the Friday before he inaugurates her as the 47th president of the United States, because we caught you, motherfucker, and we knew you were going to fucking cheat in this election, And I did everything in my power to put in monitoring that could literally tell us every change made to every tabulated vote in this election, Donald. And here's the correct outcome of the election. And here's who actually won because of fraudulent votes. Straight out of the TikTok shop. Straight out of the TikTok shop. Dead ass. I'm with my whole chest. Yep. Y'all motherfuckers think that you were winning this game. And a lot of you, for the record, a lot of you forever have to understand that when authoritarianism, when fascism is at your fucking door, that you stand up to that shit. That you stand the fuck up to that shit and say, not on my fucking watch. Savvy? You're going to be able to properly direct your anger the rest of your fucking life. Hey, all of you angry fucking people out there, authoritarianism, fascism, sexism, being a bigot in general, unfucking acceptable. It's kind of the way I live. I sleep like a fucking baby. My conscience is clear, Irishman. What movie is that from? What movie is that from? So weird, and I got here and you're screaming. Hell yeah, I was screaming. Yeah, Jamie, yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we fucking did. You might find this light reading important. I'll read. By the way, as we're reading all this hard-hitting news, talking about what's actually going on in the world, sharing the literal links to the news stories that we're talking about, the literal links to the movies we talk about, the music we talk about. We keep a good blend of sometimes we just sit and listen to a song because we're in our fucking feelings and life is like that. Sometimes I'm able to paint a picture for you and tell you what's happening using media. I thought I did fucking great right there. Instead of being very direct and getting my shit banned, I'm using the names of songs, movies, plots to books, film to paint pictures and not get fucking banned. Y'all think I'm weak. That's you have mistaken my kindness for weakness. My passion for my sanity, that I traded it. I didn't trade my sanity for my passion. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. I'm going to say it again and maybe you figure it out one day. Till somebody types it out. I did not trade my passion for my sanity. Former CIA analyst pleads guilty to transmitting top secret national defense information. Today, Friday, January 17, 2025. Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's unfair to assume that I traded in my sanity for passion. It's unfair. I feel like that's a fucking sweet argument. Like, right? Everybody sees you be passionate and emotional and empathetic, and they assume that you've lost your fucking mind. A lot of you did. A lot of you saw me weeping for people that don't look like me and presumed that I must have lost my mind. Tell me you didn't. Oh man, he's really fucking going through it. Nah, I was weeping for people that don't look like me. That for even a moment in time, for even a moment in time, appeared to be achieving equal rights. Even if but for a moment in time. And the fight continues. A former CIA analyst pleaded guilty today to retaining and transmitting top secret national defense information to people who were not entitled to receive it. Information which was publicly posted on a social media platform in October 2024. According to court documents, Asif William Rahman, 34, of Vienna, was an employee of the CIA since 2016 and had a top secret security clearance with access to compartmented information, SCI. Mr. Rahman betrayed the trust of the American people by unlawfully sharing classified national defense information he swore an oath to protect, said Assistant Attorney General Matthew G. Olson of the Justice Department's National Security Division. Today's guilty plea demonstrates that the Justice Department will spare no effort to swiftly find and aggressively prosecute those who harm the United States illegally. Who harm the United States by illegally disclosing our national security secrets. Asif Rahman is pleading guilty in federal court 3 months to the day that he disclosed top secret American documents in violation of his oath, his responsibility, and the law. 3 months to the day. Like I said, on this fuck around find out tour, one of the things that I keep seeing is an expedited justice system. See, what happens when you fuck around you gonna find out within 90 fucking days. He's already tried, pled guilty. This district, in partnership with federal law enforcement and the intelligence community, exemplified dedication, skill, and speed to bring him to justice expeditiously. Mr. Rahman's actions placed lives at risk, undermined U.S. foreign relations, and compromised our ability to collect vital intelligence in the future. What? Time for Volume 2 to roll out? Jaime, that's how it's supposed to fucking go. According to court documents, Rahman accessed and printed 2 top-secret documents containing national defense information regarding a U.S. foreign ally and its planned actions against a foreign adversary. Rahman removed the documents, photographed them, and transmitted them to individuals he knew were not entitled to receive them by October 18, 2024, so within 1 day. Justice.gov, Office of Public Affairs, the Department of Justice. Former CIA analyst printed and transmitted top secret information to people that weren't allowed to receive it. And within 24 hours, it was all over the fucking internet. He'd been there for 8 or 9 years. He faces a max penalty, 10 years in prison each. A former CIA analyst pled guilty. Dogs playing with the cats. A CIA analyst shared top secret information with people who aren't allowed to see that. And within 24 hours, it was all over the fucking internet. Guilty. Pled guilty to 2 counts of willful retention and transmission of classified information related to national defense. Classified information today. Posted it in October. Within 90 days. He gets sentenced in May. Within 90 days, he pled guilty. So one of the things that has happened with the Department of Justice. Yeah, I bet he is really sick. I bet he's so sick he can't go, and you better just give me the country, right? Better just give it to me. Can't be there, don't feel good, got a tummy ache. Just gonna have to hand over the keys of democracy without me. You wanna know why? You wanna know why Donald Trump's having a rally on the 19th? Because nobody was gonna show up to the inauguration for him. Facts. Oh, Donnie boy knows, don't nobody like you, Don. Ain't nobody coming out standing in the cold for you. So he decided to have a rally on the 19th at Capital One Arena, about a mile up the road, basically splitting the U.S. Capitol and the White House. Trying to get them in a tight building, get them riled up for the evening, have them go out on the town. But you know what's happened? Businesses have just straight up shut the fuck down in Washington, D.C. They're not even open. They're not. It ain't about refusing service. They don't want your money. So all these maggots coming around, trying to grace these businesses, trying to go out in Washington D and party, they ain't open. So, like I said, there's supposed to be a women's march. There's supposed to be a freedom march on January 18th. And Donald Trump was going to host a rally at the Capital One Center on the 19th. Mm-hmm. And I think he's about to be wildly outnumbered. Because what's going to happen is there are 2 marches in Washington, D.C. on the 18th. 2 big, well-attended marches. The women's march. Pretty fitting that they're having a women's march tomorrow, huh? Right after they ratify the ERA. Pretty fucking cool couple of days if you're a woman in this country. There's a Martin Luther King parade tomorrow. There's a People's March. There's the Freedom March. Those all should be well attended. People should button up, layer yourself, protect all of your skin. You don't want any of your skin exposed. Okay? You know what I love? I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember. I'm fine. My eyes were just bloodshot as fuck. That's why but look. Okay? And this is just an example. Okay? You can buy goggles that'll cover up your whole face. Okay? This is a it's a baklava. Okay? I have them in like a whole bunch of colors. If you ever wondered why I ended up with some police schmalice in my house. Yeah, because I was wearing a balaclava. He's not eligible for the job. He didn't sign any of the paperwork. They ratified the Equal Rights Amendment on the Friday before you inaugurate the man who assaulted the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago, who ordered an assault on the U.S. Capitol, and didn't file for amnesty from the 14th Amendment. He's a patsy. Him and J.D. Vance, I'm telling you, they sold to save themselves. Why? Because they've been quiet this whole time. I know, it's tough. I know it's tough. It's tough. But it's crazy to give up now. No. Like, it's crazy to give up now. Now we're more certain than ever. Now I'm more certain than ever. It's such a giveaway to me. Why would you ratify something on a Friday, right? The equal rights. Yeah, December 25th was a cutoff for him to apply for amnesty from the 14th Amendment, and he didn't fucking do it. And even then, even if it were brought up to Congress, 2/3 of the House and Senate have to vote to lift his ineligibility. And that's never happening in a million years. Still hasn't signed the paperwork for the job. Yeah, 8 states have lifted their ratification of the 28th Amendment, and the National Archivist is refusing to sign the order, who I believe is a woman. obviously, if Jack Smith's Volume 2 report comes out tonight at midnight, which is what we expect, can we have Stone Cold, right? Yeah, she's a Trump supporter. The National Archivist is a woman Trump supporter, refusing to ratify the 28th Amendment. Imagine the self-owned, right? If any of you ever wondered what the fuck a self-own was, it's when you're a woman in the National Archivist and the President of the United States ratifies the Equal Rights Amendment, guaranteeing equal rights to everyone regardless of sex, and you decide you're going to refuse to sign it, and 8 Republican states have also de-ratified the 28th Amendment. And I just want to talk about the inauguration and about how the living presidents had said that they weren't going to go to the inauguration lunch, and your boy just kind of spoke out of order. So one of the things that I can tell you is that I have people that tell me stuff way before it happens, and I never talk about it until it happens because I have integrity. So people tell me things, and I don't talk about it until it happens, and then I can talk about it because it happened. Oh shit! Sorry. Okay. So people are saying what's gonna happen. Sorry, I took my headset off when I changed my hat. Okay. So yeah, 8 states have removed they've de-ratified the 28th Amendment, and the National Archivist is refusing to sign. It's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness. When the string you've got left to pull is to have a woman refuse to sign the Equal Rights Amendment. It looks really bad on the Republican Party, specifically Donald Trump. It makes Donald Trump look real bad. So yeah. Glad to have everybody here. We've been at 100+ people. Okay. 100+ people for almost 2 hours. Okay. And then Joe Biden pardoned 2,500 nonviolent offenders. Biden can replace her. Mm-hmm. So somebody said it's clear to me that they don't care what it looks like. Yeah. It's clear to me they don't give a shit. Yep. You still got time. Can you tell us on your intuition what's happening Monday? Well, we're in an evolving situation. Okay? So keep in mind, we're in an evolving situation at the very top. It's a matter of national and international security. You are in a need to know basis, and you do not need to know. You need to act as if. You need to take care of yourself. Okay? You need to get 8 hours of sleep a night. That's right. 8 hours of sleep. No questions fucking asked. Okay? You probably need a nap. Okay? That little bitchy tendency you have, You could fix that little bitchy tendency with a nap. Okay? And then, and I'm not talking about women, I'm talking about complaining. You get a little hangry, you could fix it with a nap. You can't ratify the fucking Equal Rights Amendment and then call complaining bitching and then not be like, I'm not also fuck. I'm just a turd. So I heard the archivist has been destroying certain historical documents in the archives. Yeah. So you got to get 8 hours of sleep. Naps are great. You got to hydrate. Drink water, drink water, drink water. That's all I do all day is drink water. Eat right. You got to eat right. Okay? So you got to sleep good, drink water, eat right, and then you might want to exercise. My advice, if you want to get even stronger and even faster, is to split up your run and your lift. First thing you do when you wake up in the morning is go lift. Finish your day with some sort of movement. 7,000 to 9,000 steps to start with. So this isn't me telling you to get 20,000 steps a day. Okay? 7 to 9,000 steps. Opposite your lift. Did we already get the archivist replaced? I saw 3 hours ago that the FBI was asking the public to report information on ballot boxes. I feel like what I've been saying this whole time, what we've been saying this whole time. Listen. What happened on election night was FUBAR. Okay? If you don't know what FUBAR means, it means fucked up beyond all recognition. What happened on election night was FUBAR. But the rules of elections have changed. Namely, you cannot dispute the results of an election until it has been certified. Okay? I want that in your head. You can't cry out about voter fraud and election fraud. You can't do that out of the TikTok shop anymore. Okay? You have to wait until the election is certified, and it's the Department of Justice. It's no longer call your representatives. Some of your representatives are compromised. Instead of contact your representatives about the issues you had on election night, it's the Department of Justice. As I have said this entire time, Executive Order 13848 and the Prosecution of Election Crimes document. Okay? I just happen to have a link to Reddit that has both of those links on the same page forever, where you can always keep that in mind. First of all, I have been in a position of power in many phases of my life. And as you saw me sit here and weep today for people that don't look like me, just getting a fucking glimmer of civil rights. Clearly. Then there's not that many of them, and that's why we don't necessarily address them. So I'm going to say it again. Hey, a few months before the election, a social media company did an audit of Donald Trump and Elon Musk's social media following and found that 90+% of their followers are bots. So if you ever wondered, what two people are single-handedly driving the fucking bot follower market? By the way, if you ever wondered who fell for that shit hook, line, and sinker, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I've been saying this whole time, Executive Order 13848 makes election crimes triable by the Department of Justice. This is more in line with how important elections are. Elections are so important that Donald Trump himself wrote and signed an executive order into place, which says within 45 days after every single election, heads of state, that means your Secretary of State, your Secretary of Defense, your Secretary of Ag, your Secretary of Commerce, okay? And also all relevant agencies, FBI, CIA, NSA, DSIC, EAC, they're all going to conduct an thorough investigation of every election. And they're going to produce to the public in a couple of days, I'm guessing, probably a classified report that's been heavily fucking redacted, as if what I have to guess. I think that tonight you get volume 2 of Jack Smith's report, or probably at fucking midnight, because that's the way they like to do it under the cover of darkness. I think the big deal of today is the ERA. I think that it will send shockwaves through MAGA land, what's left of it. Because at this point, even women, if somebody, I mean, y'all have my fucking phone number, right? It's not a matter of hoping I'm right. And it's really discouraging to use facts and base our feelings and our thoughts on facts and have people say, I hope you're right. It's really discouraging. It's like you're afraid to listen to facts based on actual sources using good information. Jamie Chung said, wait, what about the ERA? Oh, Jamie, I didn't even know if you caught that. I was crying earlier because Joe Biden's ratified the 28th Amendment and for at least a moment in time gave equal rights to everyone regardless of sex. And then we found that the National Archivist is refusing to sign it, and 8 states have de-ratified the 28th Amendment. So their rebellion is shitty. Understand that they're clearly the bad guys. I'm just pointing that out. Clearly the fucking bad guy. They're trying to stop people from... They had a coup in Minnesota. You had North Carolina, them refusing to give a woman a job in North Carolina to be a Supreme Court judge. Try to throw out 60,000 votes. In an election you lost by 1,000 votes. So let's do this, because we've been live for a while. Okay? Yeah, a couple hours. Okay. Let me go play with the dogs, I guess. And like I said, shit pops off, we'll hop back on. But if there's one thing I've learned, you're just gonna end up saying something stupid and getting your fucking shit banned. So, no, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. Again, don't take my kindness for weakness. Don't take me weeping for falling out. You know what I mean? I ain't crashing out, dog. I'm empathizing. The people that don't look like me. I'm saying I see you, you're visible, your rights matter to me, right? What happens to you matters to me. I care about the people that fucking work for me. I care about my wife and my mother-in-law and my aunt Penny and my mom. The people that my aunt Donna, my cousin Jackie, literally brought her fucking kids to my house and made me go stand in my garage and tell them fucking boys, and they all joined the fucking Marine Corps infantry, just like fucking I did. Better goddamn believe it, they did. After meeting me one fucking time, be around me 5 fucking minutes, and they sound just like me. Sound just like me. They ain't as big and ugly. So that's like part of the reason I got on here and was like, it's a matter of national and international security. It's about de-escalation. You know, I was on active duty in the Marine Corps infantry during a time of war, and my staff sergeant wanted to go back to college and get a degree in law enforcement and become an officer. Okay, and he was in a class, and he asked me to help him write a report on what is the leading danger to Americans and American service members. And this was in 2006, 2007. Okay? And the result of that report, written by him, that I helped him research in 2006, 2007, what do you think we thought the most pressing threat against Americans and American service members? What do you think we thought was the biggest danger? White Christian nationalists. What do you White Christian nationalists. The exact people who showed up right as fascism, authoritarianism, oligarchy shows up on your motherfucking doorstep. Here they are, loud and fucking proud. I blame them for Louisiana. I blame them for Nevada. I blame them for the fires in California. I blame them for the drones doing surveillance all over the country, putting service members in danger, threatening war all over the world, all so you could put the orange man in power. And the problem is he ain't eligible for the job. He didn't sign the fucking necessary paperwork. He didn't ask for amnesty. And the Friday before he was elected, with a man that underperformed with educated women who said, fuck it, I ain't losing to no bitch. I'ma grab her by the pussy, man. And he bit hook, line, and fucking sinker on Russian propaganda. Took dark fucking money, owes Vladimir Putin, who publicly said, now that we won the election from Donald Trump, now he owes us. And y'all think they moved the inauguration to the fucking rotunda in the US Capitol to turn the keys of democracy over to a fascist? Absolutely the fuck not. Not when the presidential candidate is a woman. It's going to be on camera. It's going to be on camera. The revolution will be televised. There's no TikTok ban. Don't let people get in your head and tell you you aren't going to be able to watch that. You are going to watch it. It's going to strike you deeply. Head of MSNBC handed in their resignation a few days ago. I wonder why. Remember when I told you, when authoritarianism arrives, when fascism arrives, do not bend the knee. Do not obey in advance. Do not kiss the ring. Don't lick boots. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck Peter Thiel, David Sachs. Fuck all these billionaires. trying to buy their way into power. Anyway, so I was talking about there's going to be some stuff you're going to see that's going to make it hard to smile in the future. Okay. Okay. And then you do that so you can take out the gunman. That was the reason for the venue change. It's literally the name of a Chevelle song, but it also fits fucking perfectly. You change the venue. You change the venue of the inauguration. Last second. Oh, you see all this shit happening last second? 48 to 72 hours before the election, they change the venue of the inauguration. They make it super fucking juicy. He can't resist. He cannot resist. And the reason that you do that is so that the gunman has to reposition. The song goes hard as fuck. The song goes hard as fuck. The song is hard as fuck. So people are asking me why they changed the venue late. Song's called Chevelle Take Out the Gunman. You asked me why they changed venue. Cold weather. Cold weather. So to take out the gunman, to make him move. On the TikTok shop. Take out the gunman. Nah, I've always been this fresh, baby. Oh, and if you want to go down that road, this is how I feel about the US government right now. And yes, yes, that's Deftones' Change in the House of Flies. Yes. Watch you change into fly. I watch you change and you like you never. Okay. So along the lines of both sidesing shit, Joanne, if you're the Democratic Party and the current administration and you make a last second venue change to inside the rotunda of the US Capitol, and I say, using music, that the purpose of doing that is so that they can take out the gunman. And so my question and what the conversation was and what the comment was the gunman could be for either side. And I just want to point out at the last handful of attempts through the TikTok shop and point out that typically they're not trying to kill unalive straight out of the TikTok shop Democrats, actually. So they want to take him into custody. See, the thing that I've said, and maybe you haven't figured it out yet. I got to get off here. But listen to me. The rumor in the last several days is that Donald Trump has barricaded himself and got a 2-mile radius around Mar-a-Lago. Barricaded off. And I've been saying this whole time, he's trying to get a drop on the Russians. When he goes back home, when he flies back home, after he is not the president, if he goes back to Mar-a-Lago, he's trying to get a drop on the Russians coming to collect their money. Because you owe us money, Mr. Trump. We won you this election and you couldn't make it happen. You have nothing. So we'll take everything. Mm-hmm. He's owed them for over 40 years. He has been being monitored for 37 years. Somebody said, oof, okay. Uh-huh. The entire U.S. budget is 1.7 trillion. How are you going to find 2 trillion in cuts with a 1.7 trillion dollar budget? Am I being too fucking big brain for you now? So I had fun. I hope you had fun today. I thought I was having a fucking blast. Again, people mistake empathy for weakness, or I'm having a mental health episode. And sorry, when that fucking bass drum hits, it's hard to fucking. You got the right key, baby, but the wrong key. Ho, yo. Every show. This morning, outside of the bed, all those thinking, all those things said, never people. Back on you, I hope that just true. I'm sick of all your bitching about your poodles and your pills. I think I can do more for you with this here fucking knife. Eat the rich. Only one thing the family good for. Eat the rich. Come back for more. Eat the rich. Gotta get this off my chest. Eat the rich. Spit out the rest, Who cares? He ain't making it very far, I can tell you that. Wouldn't it be great if him and Elon Musk try to flee on the same plane and they just get shot out of the sky? Like fireworks that you get at the TikTok shop. Just thing to happen. That's fine. And I think it may taste like shit, but go real good with what? Eat the rich. Only one thing the family good for. Eat the rich. Back for more. Eat the rich. Gotta get them up my chest. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. It's a get your popcorn kind of weekend. Eat the rich. Fuck the Washington Post, man. Baby.